May 5th, 2015, on ESPN, they aired E60 Behind the Curtain, a documentary look at NXT, and specifically they had three profiles, and it was Corey Graves, Xavier Woods, and Adam Rose that they profiled on Behind the Curtain E60. And I thought this was a really good show. Any wrestling fan out there should definitely check it out. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I would recommend it. If you're a documentary fan, for sure. But I thought it was really good, especially a sports documentary fan. Like I said, I thought it was really good. They also, we had some inner looks at Triple H down in Full Sail addressing the wrestlers. Also, we got some looks at some creative meetings. Like Michael Cole was there, Jim Ross, Dusty Rhodes, Michael P.S. Hayes, amongst others. So we got a lot of, behind the scenes looks at like the inner workings and, how they develop talent, also the performance center. So there's a lot of really cool stuff for sure. And, it was the profiles that they had, the different introspectives. We got like to see these guys, a little more in depth than we would otherwise. I already was familiar with Corey Graves' story and with Xavier Woods, but I was not familiar with Adam Rhodes' story or his real name, Ray LaPon. And I tell you what, before I was already a fan of Xavier Woods and of Corey Graves somewhat. This made me appreciate Graves more, Woods as well. But Adam Rose, I didn't like him before, but now this changed my mind about Adam Rose and Ray LaPon. I'm definitely a fan of Ray LaPon. I have a great respect for him after watching this and an appreciation. When you're watching the show, you don't really get to see, you don't know who these guys are behind the scenes. You don't know their story. And, you don't really get to, you can only really judge them by their work in the ring. And so, he's so good actually at his character, even though he had been, Leo Kruger before. But as the character Adam Rose, that's really how I was judging him. I didn't really see. I knew he was Leo Kruger before, but didn't really. I saw maybe one of his matches as Leo Kruger, so it wasn't like I had like a lot of that. Like he hadn't put a stamp on me, in terms of as for me to judge his wrestling work. I was judging him on his Adam Rose work, and I just really bought into his whole that performance as that character, and was not really a fan of that character. But I'll tell you what, seeing behind the scenes what he's going through and what he's overcome in his life, and then also even like to see him transform into the Adam Rose character, which is totally nothing like what he appears to be, but at least in the documentary. And I know that everybody is doing that, it's a performance, but wow, it's quite the transformation. Like I said, I have a great respect for him. Watching the documentary, I was tearing up. I was like holding back the tears watching his profile, and I was like, man, I can't believe I freaking was hating on the guy before. I was like, damn, this guy really is, gone through a lot. I had no idea it was, the age he is too. I thought he was younger. It makes you appreciate what he does all the more. Like, it's like, wow, like he's been at it for that long, which a lot of guys who, in NXT, they come in, they've been already wrestling for like a decade or more in other parts of the world. Neville's another guy like that. Even Finn Balor, a few other guys, even Sami Zayn, Cesaro, so he's another one too. Adam Rose, from South Africa. But I think they should really just let him be himself. Get rid of the whole Adam Rose gimmick and just let him be Ray LaPon, because that is a likable character right there. They said, I'm a fan of him, Ray. I'm a fan of Ray's. Not so much Adam Rose, but I do have a new appreciation for, what he's doing as Adam Rose. And so I'm actually more open to like giving Adam Rose another chance just from seeing this documentary. And I thought actually Adam Rose is a bad guy kind of works better anyway, which is what they've been doing with him lately. But I definitely want to just share that, what I thought about the E60 and what I thought about the profile, especially for Ray LaPon, Adam Rose, like I said, because it changed my opinion of him, which I did not expect. I was actually not expecting to be too interested. I was like, oh, Adam Rose, whatever. But then I watched it and I was like, man, once actually, taking the time to listen to him talk and learn his story, I was like, man, he made me a fan of his, so. And also at the end, I thought one thing that was nice too was that after that really touching, emotional story of Ray's, and like, so I'm not gonna get too into it because that way I'd rather you just watch it and then see for yourself what I'm talking about. And if you did see it, then leave a comment, and talk about it. But after that profile, then Vince McMahon, it was almost like an outtake. Jeremy Shapp, who was doing the interviewing for ESPN, asked Vince McMahon, "What is your greatest masterpiece?" And Vince McMahon said, "Me." He's like, "Oh, you're your greatest creation." He's like, "Oh, I just want someone to say I was a masterpiece." I thought that was pretty funny to have that lighthearted moment, nice laugh after going through that emotional ride. And that's what's so fun about wrestling, is that it'll take you up, take you down, take you all around, and in the end, usually you're going to have a smile on your face. So that I thought it was a pretty good profile, pretty good show, good documentary. I would definitely recommend it. So I could go more into details, but I just wanted to give my opinion about it overall and not really get too much into the exact details. Like I say, you could watch it, and I would recommend that you do watch it. But let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. I'm interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for listening. It is appreciated.